Hello, this is Jason O'Crahor and I want to show you some screenshot of the project simulation that we use to support our virtual workshop. What you're looking at here is the login screen of the trainer, and there's a button at the top here, Office, and when I click it I get the screen that you see there, which is waiting ready to start. You also see down in the corner photographs of the other people who are individually logged on. I'm going to move now to the second person, and when I click Office there, you'll see that this is Irena's view of the office. She can click and look at different things at different times, and for example she can look into the Gantt chart and she sees this, and this is a Gantt chart. The program has already been prepared, everything has been assigned except the people, so how long things take has been worked out. If you look closely, you'll see a grey bar. That's the plan, if you like, the baseline, what's been agreed. And then the red is clearly the critical path, and the blue is non-critical activities. And those will change dynamically as the project moves forward. If I go on to this screen here, this is the team that's available, and that came up when I pressed one of the help buttons. Now what I've done here is I've moved over to Jacob's logon, so he sees something different. And in the meantime, you notice that somebody has come in. Sometimes they have messages and we get adjustments. So I'm going to go back to Irena here, and this is her view of the office, and she says, well, I'm going to look at the Gantt chart and I need to assign a person to the first activity. So for example, she looks at the list here and she says, aha, Fred, let me see if I could add Fred to the first task, and his name shows up. So when we go back to the Gantt chart, he's already been added. But we find the activity takes longer than planned, maybe because it's a two-person activity or something like that. And the knock-on effect that adjusts the critical path actually shows up all the way across. And you can see already that the program is likely to take 12 weeks. If we go into another person's screen, there is a to-do list. So some things have turned up for the project, and everybody who comes in can see these lists. And here is a list of things that we need to do. We need to assign this person and assign that person, and so on. So the way that it works is that everyone logs on, the instructor says go, and the instructor cannot make changes to the project itself. And people, they spend time working to assign the right people to this so that the project has a fair chance of finishing in the time. The typical workshop format is 3 times 3-hour workshops over 3 consecutive days. Then after typically be half or 3/4 of an hour planning, which generates huge interaction between people and is very, very good for virtual teams to get to know each other. Then we start the clock, the bar starts moving across, and during that time there will be occasionally people coming in here with messages, sometimes via the telephone, sometimes via the screen, or maybe one of the other people will turn up and they will have a question mark on their dossier, so you click on that and you get a message. It could be things like, hello, everything's going all right, or it could be, I'm sorry, I'm ill today, and of course if that happens, that affects the Gantt chart. So that's the way it works. Then after a cycle of 4 weeks simulation, the project stops and we change gear and we go into a period of experiential learning. In other words, we discuss among the people themselves, well, what happened? Why did it work well? Why was it bad? Did you have a leader? Did you understand each other? Did you have good messaging? What did you think about the options that we took and so forth when the challenges came up? And then in the next session, we go back and we continue the planning further into the future. And then we run a second round of simulation, and at the end of that we also have a virtual opportunity to review what people learned while they were doing this. That's the way that it works, so thanks very much.